Hi guys, welcome to the Hope for Founder podcast. Today we have the incredible Alex Clapp with a truly inspiring story. I know you're going to love it. I know it's going to mean something. So let's get started. Alex, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, really good, thanks mate, really good.
You've got some conversation cards here on the table, and I'm pretty sure I know what the first one is.
Describe your business in one sentence. Clarity was formed with a want and wish to empower everybody and anybody to find the best version of themselves.
Wow, okay. Let's unpick that just a little bit.
Hey, you were like that, your head nearly fell off then. Your head was like, what? That's
so there's
like...
a few key words there, empowerment. So just explain a bit about what the business does.
Yeah, okay. So effectively, I'm 45 now, and I have realised that in my life, my journey of life so far, that telling people what to do doesn't work. If you try and tell somebody what to do, chances are that most people will do the opposite.
Yeah.
Whereas if you can showcase, if you can highlight, and if you can shine a light on choices, options, things that are out there that people might not have thought about, people might not have ever known about, or people doing very well from doing something a different way, then you might just find that people with that freedom of choice start having to think about stuff, start looking at stuff differently, start thinking, well, maybe I'll try that, you know, and that was the whole thing for me. So when we formed Clarity, we decided that we were going to do big alcohol-free events, and it wasn't about telling anybody not to drink alcohol. That was never the remit, because ultimately everybody's got a choice, and ultimately some people have a brilliant relationship with alcohol, other people have not so great a relationship with alcohol, and I always say deep down we all know in our heart of hearts which one we are, and it's about choice, because if there isn't that choice of being able to go to a big alcohol-free fun event, then nobody's going to do it. And within the UK we were the first to do this. So it was like a UK first alcohol-free events company, and everybody looked at me as if I had four heads, as you can imagine,
Alcohol-free event is quite a novel thing. As you just said, it's the first in the UK. What inspired that? It's quite unique. What brought that about?
So it's my own personal journey, my own story. So I've still got an undiagnosed eye condition, and around about 5.5 years ago I lost 90% sight in my left eye, and 3.5 years ago my right eye was deteriorating hugely, and I was beginning to prepare myself to go blind. So I was getting voice recognition on my phone, on my computer, and basically, you know, I was starting to go through that process of, okay, what's it going to be like, you know, if I can't see anything, you know, and starting to almost forward think about what it was going to be like. But I'm an old-fashioned guy, and I'd never talked about my feelings. I'd never basically allowed myself to cry. You know, I was very old school, and I ran away. I ran away from all of my problems, and I became an alcoholic. And I drank, used drugs at the end, and I got myself in a complete and utter mess, an absolute mess, to the point where I spent 5 months in total in 3 different rehabs all around the world. It was probably the lowest point in my life, where at the end, I was at the end of the road where I didn't care whether I was here or not. And it wasn't about, I just had no self-worth. I just basically couldn't do any, you know, basically couldn't get myself going again. It was very much just on a one-way, you know, spiral of basically self-destruct. And I think the biggest thing for me, I'm now just over 3 years clean and sober. And when I came into recovery, I decided that I wanted to showcase that actually we don't need drugs, we don't need alcohol to be able to have a good time. Because that 5 months that I spent in rehabilitation centres across the world, I probably had some of my best time in connecting with people, in having belly laughs, in actually spending lots of time in actually being real, sharing my emotions, sharing my feelings, but we connected on a different level where you actually felt this is real, this is authentic, this is our authentic selves. This isn't basically a reaction to alcohol, this isn't a reaction to having had 5 pints, and being pissed. It was an authentic reaction. And I just said, there must be so many other people out there in the UK and in the world that basically probably use alcohol and drugs as a coping mechanism. And I just wanted to not tell anybody what to do, but I wanted to actually showcase what was possible without it. And I guess, that's a very long story short.
No, it's amazing, really, because you found an authentic, genuine connection with people that wasn't reliant on alcohol, or another substance or a particular mechanism. It was just genuine. And I think that would speak to a lot of people, actually. What's your why?
My why is my son. Like, literally, my why is my son, and I don't think I'd be here today without him. He was the one person that I could get clean for, and before I went into my final rehab, we were sat on my mum and dad's drive, and he looked at me and went, he looked at me and he went, "You're 42 years old, Dad. You still need your parents. I'm 17. I need you for the rest of my life." And that was it. That was the point where I was like, I can't get clean for myself, but I'll get clean for you.
Wow. Amazing.
That was my why.
Incredible. Let's have a look.
I'm
What's
filling
next?
up, sorry.
No, sorry. I bet it's going to be a really
no, when you're just like that, it's like, it's heavy, emotional.
I think that's really powerful, though, because that sounds like a real turning point.
It was.
And it's
I'll
probably
always remember
brought
it.
You to where you are today.
Listen, it has brought me, 1,000,000%.
Sweet or savoury?
Oh, sweet. Definitely sweet. Especially, this is the truth. When I came into recovery, I ate loads of shit. Sugar replacement, because of all the sugar in all the booze, all the wine and everything I used to drink. I ate loads and loads of sweet. So sweet, definitely.
Definitely sweet.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'd probably savoury myself. If I was to this is a bit mad, but if I was to get a snack, mid-afternoon, and I had a chocolate bar or sausage roll, I'm probably going sausage roll. Isn't that exciting? Tell you what, that'll blow up on socials. Is there a go-to breakfast that powers your day?
Blueberries. Blueberries. Hey, do you know what?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
The power breakfast.
Power breakfast.
That's it. That's what you need. What is the change you bring?
Allowing vulnerability. Allowing people that safe space to realise it's okay to not be okay. Yeah. It's okay to, all of us have struggles, all of us have shit times, all of us have challenges, and that is normal. That is totally, totally normal. And whatever you are going through, however you are feeling in your head or your mind, there is always somebody else who will be feeling that same thing as you. And there is always an option, a choice, or a way of dealing with things. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, to build Clarity 2.0, to have a place where people can come and people can find, choices, people can empower themselves to find a way of dealing with whatever that challenge is.
Yeah, amazing. In your business, what is the best advice you've ever received?
probably to have patience. Because like anything in life, all of us want everything yesterday. All of us want to be at the end of the road, rather than the beginning. All of us want to, have basically shown our worth, proved our success. Everybody wants to be at that final stage, and having patience, learning from, what we do right, what we do wrong, accepting we're going to make mistakes, and carrying on to build the foundations. Because anything that is and has longevity has good foundations. If you build a house, you can throw a house up very quickly, but if you don't build it on good foundations, it's not going to last.
Yeah.
So yeah, patience.
That's an awesome place to end, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's an amazing piece of advice, I think. And, it's excellent to see, really, your journey, and it's incredibly inspiring. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, mate.